College football bowl season continues with some major games coming up in the next several days. A local motorcycle club assists the homeless during the holidays. A fire in East Rockingham and the American Red Cross steps in to help the family, and more on your Thursday post-Christmas edition of Live at 5. Welcome back, folks. Richmond County's Nightly News starts right now. Good evening, I'm Lance Jenkins, and welcome back to Live at 5, Richmond County's Nightly News. We certainly appreciate you letting us have a few days off so our staff could enjoy Christmas break, and we certainly hope you enjoyed yours. Tonight's news is brought to you by Family Pharmacy, where they'll treat you like family. If you're using another pharmacy and would like to give them a try, just call them at 895-7775. and they'll do all the work in getting your prescriptions changed to Family Pharmacy. And you can also download their app, which gives you the ability to get text alerts when your prescriptions are ready. Family Pharmacy, where they'll treat you like family. All right, let's get right to it. Now for tonight's top stories. The true spirit of Christmas was demonstrated by a local riding organization on Sunday, December 17th, when the Old School Tribe Motorcycle Club orchestrated a food and clothing giveaway targeting homeless and needy individuals. Setting up in the parking lot between La Cabana and the Shell gas station on Broad Avenue in Rockingham, the tribe began grilling hot dogs and handing out clothes at 2:00 p.m. Adjacent to the grill area sat a trailer filled with donated clothing. Several individuals were methodically sorting through the items, ensuring a proper fit before laying claim to any given article of clothing. Purdue Industries and Roger Messer of the Southern Roadhouse were two of the primary resources that provided much of the food and clothing. Local churches such as Grace Fellowship, Outreach for Jesus, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints similarly donated clothing, and some of their members volunteered to help serve food and assist with the clothing distribution. You can read the full story on today's edition of the Richmond Observer on richmondobserver.com and the free-to-download RO app. Late last week, East Rockingham Fire Department battled a structure fire off of Batley Dairy Road. At 1:20 a.m. Friday morning, alarms were sounded for the structure located at 151 Lumbee Lane. The structure, a single-story frame dwelling, was located on a dirt road off of Brandon Lane in a thick wooded area. Fire personnel and equipment were hampered by the narrow road. According to sources at the scene, flames were heavy and could be seen from a good distance. And even with a quick response by emergency crews, the officials from East Rockingham Fire Department considered the structure a total loss. The American Red Cross was called and was able to assist a family of 2 adults and 2 children. According to a source, a motel room is usually provided to the family, and other vouchers are provided to give the family assistance. Certainly a tragedy in this time of year, but it's great to have an organization like the American Red Cross to step in and help. Cole Auditorium was the site of an exquisite display of the creative artwork of Richmond County's multi-talented art students earlier this month. Under the direction of art instructor Andrea McIver, numerous students from schools across the county submitted evidence of their skills for the viewing enjoyment of those in attendance. McIver, who's been employed with Richmond County Schools since 2010, is the primary art instructor at several of the county schools. She was highly instrumental in establishing the sophisticated Advanced Placement, also known in short as AP, art curriculum currently in operation. 9 students are currently in the AP program, and each of them have submitted 24 pieces over the course of the past year. In some cases, if scores are high enough in the AP classes, students can earn college credit for AP courses. You can learn more about this on richmondobserver.com and more news and sports on today's edition of the Richmond Observer, including Matter of Opinion, Matt Harrelson's weekly column. All available on richmondobserver.com and the free-to-download RO app for Apple and Android devices. Folks, coming up next, college football bowl season preview continues, and the most exciting week yet coming up. This upcoming week, I'll have Russell Parker, our executive producer, as well as college football analyst in studio to talk all about the games coming up right after these messages.
Family Pharmacy is a local pharmacy that's been in business in Rockingham for over 10 years. Located in the Food Lion Shopping Center on US 1 North, we have easy access into the store and a drive-thru for your convenience as well. You can download the official Family Pharmacy app at myfamilypharmacy.com, and we'll help you set it up to text you when your prescription is ready, and you can even set it up to fill your prescriptions when due. Our motto is we'll treat you like family, and it's something we truly mean. We take the same care in filling your prescription that we would take for our own family. Family Pharmacy, we'll treat you like family.
With hospice, you guys just outdo yourselves every day. And I really appreciate it. I honest to God don't know what I would do if it weren't for you. The things that you do, I'm in approval of. And thank you. I don't know what else to say other than thank you.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
At Richmond Community College, we can prepare you for a high-skill, high-paying career in a variety of fields. From business to education, engineering, utilities, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, and human services. At Richmond Community College, we can save you thousands of dollars on tuition through our university transfer programs that provide a seamless transition to universities and colleges throughout North Carolina. At Richmond Community College, we are always developing new courses and programs in response to the communities we serve. We offer day, evening, and online courses, and you can now complete 5 curriculum programs entirely online. At Richmond Community College, we believe in helping you prepare for a better life. Richmond Community College. Local college, big impact.
And welcome back to Live at 5, and I'm joined now by our executive producer and college football analyst, Russell Parker. We're going to get right and break down perhaps the most exciting week in college football, the whole season really. A very exciting bowl week coming up, starting today at 9 o'clock p.m. With the Holiday Bowl. First off, Russell, great to have you in studio.
I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Oh, man.
Happy everything else. We're glad to have you back.
Yeah, I won't be back on the show till next year, you know.
Oh, wow, that's right. Gosh, hate to see you're going to be gone that long. Well, folks, let's get right down to it because we have a ton of games to talk about. Starting tonight, 9 o'clock p.m., the 18th ranked Washington State team going head-to-head against the 16th ranked Michigan State team in the Holiday Bowl. I am thinking this has the potential to be one of the best games up the next 5 days, including January 1. This is a great, great game here. 2 teams that I think could be even better than they are. Washington State, Michigan State, the Spartans, and the Cougars. Who wins this one?
I am going to go with the Spartans here. Michigan State has been playing a tough Big Ten conference this year. I think they've been hardened up pretty good. They go against Washington State and win this one.
I like Washington State. Great team. Like Mike Leach, one of the best coaches, I think, in college football. He has turned this team around. Spartans come in hot. If they continue the momentum that they had at the end of the regular season, they win this game. I'm going to agree with you. I think the Spartans get the job done. The Alamo Bowl, also tonight at 9 o'clock p.m., featuring a in-state Texas Christian, TCU, 15th ranked in the country, and they'll be playing the 13th ranked Stanford team that had a chance at the Pac-12 title but didn't get it done. Who you got winning this one?
Well, I think Stanford just had a little bit of bad luck going in with that there, but I think they'll bounce back and win this bowl game.
Going great chance. TCU is, I personally think they're overrated this year. I think Stanford wins this game as well. We'll find out because TCU going to be playing in the home state, certainly going to be a home crowd most likely. But I think Stanford gets the job done. The Belk Bowl in Charlotte, which will emanate from Bank of America Stadium tomorrow, Friday afternoon. Texas A&M, the Aggies, taking on the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. Who you got winning this one?
Well, I would certainly go like 100% with Texas A&M, but they've had such a flip-flop season this year. I'm not entirely sure about it. So I'm thinking Wake Forest might pull an upset here.
Jimbo Fisher leaves Florida State to go to Texas A&M. Of course, he won't be coaching this game, but they're in transition. If tough year for Sumlin, tough year for the Aggies. They're just underachieving where I think the program wants them to be.
And they started off pretty good in the SEC when they first got there.
They did, yeah, and of course they've just been a tough. They haven't won many games since Johnny Manziel left. Say what you want about him, Texas A&M was winning then. Texas A&M in the Belk Bowl, they're not real happy to be there. Wake Forest, on the other hand, I think they're happy to be there. They're playing in front of a home crowd. I got Wake Forest winning this game.
All right.
Did I ask you who you had winning?
Yeah, Wake Forest.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
We got so many games to talk about, can't keep up. And of course, the big one tomorrow afternoon, the Sun Bowl emanating from El Paso, Texas, the 24th ranked North Carolina State Wolfpack, taking on Arizona State, the Sun Devils. Who you got winning this one?
Well, I'm going to go with NC State here.
That's a good decision. Yeah.
I think they can pull off against Arizona State.
I
It'd
think-
be tough for them because they're going all the way out there to Texas.
That's true.
But we'll see what happens.
I think this is a low-attended bowl game because neither team's really close to here. Arizona State certainly closer than NC State is. It's going to be low attendance most likely. NC State is not where they want to be yet, but they are getting there. This season was tremendous improvement.
They're the best team right now in North Carolina.
There's no doubt. I agree with that, definitely. And of course, Wake Forest beat them. I think that I think that was by chance. I don't think Wake Forest is as good a team as North Carolina State. I got the Wolfpack winning this game. Music City Bowl tomorrow as well. 21st ranked Northwestern taking on a Kentucky team that's not usually a powerhouse in the SEC, but they're in a bowl
At
game.
least not in football.
Right, in football. Yeah, basketball, different story.
They're the Alabama basketball.
That's exactly right. Football, though, Northwestern coming in ranked. Did they win this game?
I think Northwestern will pull this one off. As we just mentioned, Kentucky's not usually a powerhouse at all when it comes to football, and I don't think they're going to get this one here done. But congratulations to them on getting into a bowl game.
That's right, and I've got Northwestern winning this game as well. The Arizona Bowl tomorrow as well, New Mexico State, Utah State. Who you got winning this one?
I'm going to go with Utah State.
I'm going to go with the Lobos of New Mexico State. We'll see what happens. Cotton Bowl tomorrow as well. This is a big one right here,
yeah.
folks. The 8th-ranked Southern Cal going to be taking on the 5th-ranked Ohio State, a team that really was disappointed that they didn't get in the college football playoffs. So you got to wonder what's going to happen here. Who you got winning this one?
I'm going to go with Southern California on this one. I think with Ohio State having to fly all the way down there to Texas, or Southern California to jump a few states, that might have something to do with it. But really, I think Ohio State probably they're going to have something to fight for when they come in here and try to prove to me that they should have been in. But I don't think they're going to get it done against Southern Cal.
Both teams are 2-loss teams, and I will also say that if the Rose Bowl was not a part of the college football playoff this year, this would be the Rose Bowl game. The Big Ten champion and the Pac-12 champion usually play each other in the Rose Bowl if the Rose Bowl is not a part of the college football playoffs, and a good one it would be. Tough game here. Tough to decide because I think both teams are great, but I personally believe Ohio State has a tougher schedule in the season. I'm going to go with Ohio State here as well.
Okay.
The Tax Slayer Bowl, Louisville and the 25th ranked Mississippi State. Mississippi State loses their coach Dan Mullen to Florida, and they're going to try to start a new era here. Who wins this one?
I think I'm going to go with Louisville here. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we'll see what
I think
happens.
it'll be an upset there.
I'm not going with the upset here, but that would be an upset. Louisville was really underperformed this year. Louisville could win this game, no doubt about it. That's not a terrible pick at all. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Liberty Bowl this Saturday, Iowa State, and the 20th ranked Memphis. Who you got winning this one?
I'm going to go with Memphis on this one. Good season for them.
I got to tell you, Big 12 is a tough conference. I'm going to go with Iowa State here. I think they're a great team.
That is a team that beat Ohio State, right?
Iowa. Well,
Iowa.
actually, forgive me. Iowa State did get a big win, but it was over Oklahoma, who is actually in the college football playoffs. So Iowa State's a great team. That's going to be a good game. I got Iowa State winning it. The Fiesta Bowl, PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, the 11th ranked Washington taking on number 9 Penn State. This is a good game. Who you got winning this one?
Certainly a good game, but I think it'll be Penn State who gets this one here done.
I think Penn State has a great chance of getting the job done here.
They've had a good season this year.
They have had they've had 2 great seasons under new leadership. That coach is there as long as he wants to be, it looks like right now. I think that this game is going to be good. I'm going to go with Washington. I think the Pac-12 team, Washington, gets the job done here, but this might be the one I'm definitely wrong on. We'll find out. I'm probably wrong on all of them, right? The Orange Bowl this Saturday, number 10 Miami, who really ended the season in historically bad fashion, will be taking on number 6 Wisconsin, and the only one-loss team that is not in the college football playoff among Power 5 conferences. Who you got winning this one?
Well, this here could have been a playoff game if both
Yeah.
teams would have won out. Now they're playing in the Orange Bowl, which is in Miami, Florida, and so I think Miami's going to come in here with the home field advantage, so to say, against Wisconsin and win.
I'd love to see Miami get the job done. I think it's going to be extremely tough for them to get the job done. But I'll tell you right now, I'm going with Miami because I think the ACC is the better conference. I think they've had a tougher schedule out of the Big Ten. That's just my opinion. And I'm going to go with Miami here, though that is with my heart, not my brain. The Outback Bowl this Monday, Michigan and South Carolina, two
Rematch.
teams. Yeah, and two teams that have played each other quite often, actually, in this bowl over the years. Who you got winning this one?
Well, I believe it was last year Michigan won, or not last year, but the last time they met, Michigan won that, who had a huge, Jadeveon Clowney against South
That's
Carolina
right.
had a huge hit on a Michigan player and sent his helmet flying off.
That's right.
But I think this year it'd be South Carolina who wins this one.
So I'm going to go with the Wolverines. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to come in here and have these boys ready to go. I got Michigan in this one. The Chick-fil-A Bowl, perhaps one of the most exciting bowls potentially that will come out of Monday other than the two college football playoff games. An undefeated 12th ranked UCF team out of Central Florida taking on the team that played for the SEC title against Georgia, Auburn. Who you got winning this one? Because I know you've been talking about this one for a while.
Yeah, I mean, if UCF won this game or wins this game, I think they should definitely use that for next year when assuming they go undefeated next year, they can use that as incentive to get into playoffs for next year.
Yep.
Auburn, if they lose, Auburn's a big team, and they beat them. That's huge for the resume. But I don't know if they can really pull that one off, and I think maybe Auburn might get that when they're done.
Yeah.
But my heart, I'm pulling for UCF.
Absolutely. I want to see UCF get the job done here. And if they beat Auburn, it is hard to look at that team and say they shouldn't be considered contenders next season. I know they don't have a long, tough schedule like teams do in the SEC, but if they go in and beat Auburn in SEC country.
Auburn's the team who's beaten Georgia and Alabama, who are the teams in the playoffs. So Auburn is still a tough team.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And, of course, 3 losses, but like you said, they're still a tough team. They beat 2 teams this year that were ranked number 1 at some point this season. And I think that what we're going to find is that Auburn is going to get the job done. Hope UCF gets the job done, but I got Auburn winning. Citrus Bowl on Monday in Orlando, Florida. The 14th ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on the 17th ranked LSU out of the SEC West. Who you got winning this one?
I am going to go with LSU on this one. I think they're going to pull the upset, which is, LSU is a big team. To say that there's going to be an upset,
Yep.
That's crazy, but I think LSU can get that when they're done.
LSU started the season off in one of their first 3 games, losing to Troy, who won their bowl game. I got the Fighting Irish winning this game. I think
Okay.
Notre Dame get the job done, though LSU is a tougher team than they looked in that game against Troy, no doubt about that. Let's talk about these 2 college football playoff games. The Rose.
Finally here.
I know, the Rose, and of course it's Monday. We're going to know at the end of the day Monday who's playing for the national title a week from then, and that will be extremely exciting. And I've got a feeling that in just a minute we're going to know who each other thinks. And we may disagree on these. The Rose Bowl, Monday, number 3 ranked Georgia and the number 2 ranked Oklahoma Sooners going head-to-head for 1 spot in the national championship game. Who do you have winning this game between an SEC champion and a Big 12 champion?
Well, early on when the playoffs first got made, I was really thinking Oklahoma could probably pull this one here off. But after some more thinking about it, I'm going to go with Georgia.
The Bulldogs.
Yes, I'm going to go with them.
And, I'll tell you, Brian Till, head coach Brian Till over at Richmond Senior High varsity football team, big Georgia fan. He's not going to like what I'm about to say. I got Oklahoma winning this game. They are a tough team. They've been tough all year, and I think the Iowa State team they lost to, I said earlier, I think they're underrated. I've got Oklahoma winning this game, but we're going to find out. If I'm wrong on this, I will say that's going to prove to me just how powerful the SEC still is, because I think Oklahoma is far better than any team in the Big 12.
Every year, for I don't know how many years, but they've been saying that the SEC has been falling apart. It's no longer the conference, like the conference, but every year they just kind of prove it wrong, and especially this year they got 2 SEC teams in the
Yep.
playoffs.
And there's a reason for that. SEC still is good. There's no doubt about that. I just think Oklahoma is going to get the job done here. Heisman Trophy winner. I will say that Heisman Trophy winners haven't proven to fare real well in the playoffs, the bowl championship series in the past. We've seen some exception, but Baker Mayfield, who won the Heisman Trophy, of course, leading that offense for Oklahoma. I got Oklahoma winning. You got Georgia. Be interested to see what ends up happening. And of course, the Sugar Bowl Monday night, a rematch of epic proportions. They've played each other in the last 2 national championship games. They will not play each other in the national title game this year, but one of them is going to be headed to the national title game again. The number 1 ranked Clemson Tigers, ACC champion, taking on the number 4 ranked Alabama in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Who you got winning this one?
Well, let me put a stat out there real quick. 12-2. That is the record for Nick Saban against revenge games. So this is technically what they would call a revenge game, and that's not what Alabama's saying. But 12-2, I think Alabama's going to get this one here done.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you and I believe that there's going to be a different national title game completely, because I have got the Clemson Tigers winning this game. Clemson, let me tell you, I think Clemson could repeat national title. I do think Clemson is going to play Oklahoma in a national title game. Could be wrong. If you're right, we're going to have what could have been the SEC title game. And that'll certainly prove the naysayers wrong about the Southeastern Conference.
Well, I want to say that I think the winner of the Sugar Bowl is going to be the champion, national champion. I don't think Georgia or Oklahoma is going to beat either Clemson or Alabama.
Now that I agree with. I definitely agree with. If Alabama's able to beat Clemson, no way they get beaten in a national title game. And I will say about Alabama, they do really well when they've got something to prove. They do really well. Going to be really fun to see, folks. All these games starting tonight, and everyone we just talked about will have been played by the end of the day, Monday, January the 1st. So
Looking forward to Tuesday.
I know, what a slate, and we'll be on Tuesday, January 2nd, and we'll recap all these games. And, of course, at that point, we'll only have one more to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Tuesday will be our 100th episode.
Wow. Big, big, big day.
Yeah.
Yep, January 2nd, folks, 100th episode of Live at 5. Russell Parker, great to have you in studio today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, folks, stay with us. We'll be back for your top sports story and your 5-day forecast coming up right after these messages.
I'm Kelly. I worked at Champion Ford for 2 years.
6 years.
3 years.
1 year.
I've been at Champion Ford for 13 years.
1 whole year.
15 years. I'm Jamie and I've been at Champion Ford for 12 years.
I've been here 8 years.
Champion prices, champion service, champion experience.
Get treated like a champion today at Champion Ford. Just down the road from high prices, championfordlincoln.com.
We are Champion Ford.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
And welcome back to Live at 5. Now for tonight's top sports story. While most area students are enjoying some time away from school during the Christmas break, Richmond Senior High School varsity boys basketball team is hard at work. After only winning one of their first 6 games, the Raiders defeated a tough Southern Lee, who are 10-2 on the season, 55-54 on December 19th. Then the Raiders traveled to Wadesboro, where they knocked off Parkwood and Chesterfield in South Carolina on December 22nd and 23rd to win their 3rd straight Anson Invitational title. They enjoyed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with their families, but then had to get quickly back to the court to prepare for the first round of the Holiday in the Pines tournament at Pinecrest High School, which began Wednesday evening, where they were slated to face Trinity School Lions in hopes to get their record back to 500. Unfortunately, last night they fell just short of that goal, falling to Trinity 57-56 in a round 1 heartbreaker. In tonight's round 2 action, Holly Springs, 2-8 on the season, will square off against Richmond, who are now 4-6 on the season, at 4:30 p.m. Windsor Forest, 9-3, will face New Life at 6 p.m. and Trinity, 7-2 on the season, will meet their Pinecrest hosts in the 7:30 p.m. game. All right, folks, that's it for sports. And Kelsey Russian, Chief Weather Reporter for the Richmond Observer as well as Live at 5, take it away with our 5-day forecast.
Thanks, Lance. Today's 5-day weather forecast is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. So first things first, I don't know if you noticed when you went out to work this morning, you get into your car, you noticed there's little white spots on your windshield. It did sleet last night, so which means it's getting very cold. Matter of fact, some of the forecasts for today that I'll be saying are below freezing. But other than that, we have a 0% chance of rain throughout all these 5 days. So let's go on and start with Friday, which is a high of 47 and a low of 26. Just like I said, it's going to be below freezing. Saturday, a high of 55 with a low of 26 as well. And then starting with Sunday, we'll have a high of 40 with a low of 21. And then Monday, we'll have a high of 34, which is probably the coldest day of these 5 days, and a low of 15, which is very low. So make sure to wear a coat, or if you're anything like me, just stay inside and stay warm. And then Tuesday, we'll have a high of 37 with a low of 20. And other than that, we're finally back from Christmas break. I hope you all got what you wanted, and Santa visited, just like with the Santa Tracker, like we said, because after that was very fun to do. It really was, the Santa Tracker. Right, Russell? It was great. It was awesome. He's nodding his head. And other than that, let's move on to Lance to close up the show.
And thanks for joining us for this Thursday edition of Live at 5. Certainly glad to be back in studio bringing Richmond County its nightly news. Remember, you can download the RO app for free on Android and iPhone devices. Really, really neat app. You can read local news, sports, the obituaries, local weather, opinion articles, and you can also get coupons on the app. I mean, you can't beat that. We'll help you save money if you download the free app. Really neat app. Over 12,000 people have downloaded this app since July 1. And if you don't have it on your phone, you're missing out on some big news. All right, folks, we will be back tomorrow for your Friday edition of Live at 5, and we're going to wrap up the 2017 tomorrow night. Going to be really, really exciting, I guess, year-end finale for the year. So we're excited for you to join us again tomorrow night. We'll do it all over again, bring you Richmond County's nightly news. So long.